Hello everyone, it is Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. This time I will be reviewing the new scale, Scale 14, The Land of the Beginning. This scale just came out, just got the script, and this is the first time I'm reviewing a manga scale. I decided since the last podcast that I did with Rarity Fangirl about the manga to kind of catch up everyone who maybe hasn't been into it, I decided I am going to review the manga scales from this point on, and I am joined once again by the manga expert herself, the legend, Rarity Fangirl 31. Thank you for coming on again, Rarity.
Oh, no problem. I'm back, everyone, here to discuss some more of this amazing manga that I just love dubbing and love talking about, and we've got a big one for you guys today, so you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, this one was it was a really good scale, and I'll say we're recording this Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, or evening, basically. This probably won't be out until Monday, until the English version on paper in text is released. I'll link it down in the description, so you don't have to worry about finding it, but that's just a quick update there, that I'll never post these before kind of the English script itself comes out with the pictures and all and the images and all that stuff, so you guys won't need to worry about that. But anyway, yeah, so this was a really good scale. I'm going to just give a quick synopsis kind of what happened, and then we're going to get into details and whether we liked it, what we liked, what we're expecting in the future. And yeah, so it basically starts off with Shun and Shingo talking about how Reiji left and they're going to search for Reiji. We see a great image of Reiji on a D-wheel, and I have to say that there is absolutely nothing this man can't do.
Yeah, well, it's actually a motorcycle, and, well, it's not a D-wheel, it's a motorcycle, and actually,
Right.
I looked at the motorcycle, looks like the exact same motorcycle that Seto Kaiba used in the Virtual World arc in Duel Monsters. It's almost the exact same motorcycle. I looked at it, and I'm like...
Really?
Yes.
I don't have it up right now, but I gotta
reference.
look at that. That's so funny. I mean, I'll have it up on screen for the people watching, but that's so funny. Yeah, I'm not a D-wheel, right? Motors, it's tough for me. I'm so used to just saying D-wheel. It's
He's
just
also
a
wearing
habit.
a helmet with glasses in it.
Right. So we got Reiji on that. I mean, he can drive a motorboat in the anime. Now he can ride a motorcycle in the manga. Really, the guy can do everything. Then we have Yuya, Yuto, and Yuri. We have a bit of interaction between them. Yuya wakes up. Yuri and Yuto basically tell him his memory was infiltrated by Ren. Yugo is resting because Yugo fought off Ren and was tired from the duel. Yugo obviously defeated Ren. And then Yuzu comes in. Yuya basically says, I'm leaving the school. He tells Yuto and Yuri to leave. He just tells them to leave. He has something that he wants to take care of. A friend is coming over. And that friend is Reiji Akaba. And Reiji immediately says, like, oh, I don't consider you a friend, you're not a friend. If it wasn't for Yugioh, your father, my dad would still be alive. So now that was a big piece of information there, because we know Leo Akaba, we don't know why, but we know Leo Akaba is dead in the manga. And
Well, he says he's around, so, isn't around anymore, so, but I assume that's dead. Dr. Faker was dead in the Zexal manga, so...
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't... Well, thanks for the spoiler. I'm kidding. No, I'm reading the Zexal manga. I'm reading all the mangas right now. But yeah, so not around, right? I perceived it as dead. I know you did too. Maybe you could... It's up for interpretation, I suppose. But we know Reiji blames Yugioh, so he's kind of taking it out on Yuya's... on Yugioh's son. And the duel begins, and Reiji says, I'm not gonna, even humor the style that your dad created. We're gonna have a standard duel. And Yuya's like, fine. They start to duel. They don't really start. They just say duel, and, the screen comes up, life points. No one makes a move yet. And it's just interesting there because Reiji will not entertainment duel. He will not do that. He will not use action cards. He will not do that style. He refuses to do that style. So it really shows his hatred for Yugioh, which in the manga, he has this intense hatred for Yugioh, and in the anime, he kind of has this idolization for Yugioh. So that's kind of funny how it's just polar opposites from that regard. We see then Ren and Eve kind of viewing the duel, and they basically talk about Adam's Factor. And we get a big piece of information here that Adam's Factor fuels the Genesis Omega Dragon. So basically, like gasoline is fuel for a car engine, Adam's Factor is fuel for the Genesis Omega Dragon. They know Yuya has it, and they basically say, I guess we'll find out if Akaba Reiji has it based on this duel. I personally think he is going to have it. Another big piece of information we have is that they were pulled 20 years from the future. So because Shun and Shingo come across some data
Magazines or some books.
Right, they come across some books, and they kind of say, like, why is this all 20 years in the future? And we know that Yugioh, or not Yugioh, excuse me, maybe Yugioh, but Yuya and Reiji are 20 years from the future. So it's basically, I love the scale, and Rarity, I'm going to let you talk about, things you like, things you didn't like, just your overall impressions. But it's basically like the writers saw that oh, you know, there were people that tried to dissect Scale 13 and the Arc 5 manga on YouTube, so we're basically going to make this as confusing as possible. So that, because, I mean, that's almost what happened here, because you have Yuri, who I know you'll bring it up. Yuri mentions dimensions, and it's just like, I didn't think the manga could be more confusing than the anime, but I really think that this scale might have taken it to that level. I have no idea what's going to happen in the anime, and now I really just don't know what to think of the manga. But overall, I really love the scale. Very enjoyable scale. I cannot wait to see Reiji duel. I cannot wait to see Yuya versus Reiji. So, Rarity, what were your thoughts on scale 14? Excuse me.
I thought this scale was amazing. I mean, I've loved every single scale so far. I don't think there's one that I've considered bad. I mean, there's been elements, some of the scales that I don't like, or like little elements, but the overall I've loved it. But this chapter was great. I love the fact that Yuya's back in the spotlight, because he's been out, like, sleeping for 3 chapters. Well, 3 or 4, technically, because, well, he was out the the last third of Scale 10. So I'm happy he's back, because he's actually my favorite character in the manga. Spoiler, it's not Yugioh, unfortunately, because Yugioh in the manga is kind of just not the same as the anime. He's number 3,
I'm
though.
surprised. I am surprised.
Right, Yuri's above him right now, just for different reasons. I'll get into that if we ever do a top 10 manga characters or something like that. But anyway, I'm also happy Yuya's wearing the hood again, because I really like that design choice. I think he looks a lot more better designed in the manga. I like the hood. It adds this mystery.
Yep, it makes him look a lot more mysterious. Yep.
Yeah, a lot more mystery, a little more, like, older, more mature, because we saw Yuto wear it in Scale 1. We haven't seen the other 2 wear the hood yet. I also like the fact that, just like the way that Yuto and Yuri did not completely lie to Yuya, as I thought they would. I thought they were to completely not say what happened, but I guess because Yuya's like, oh, something was happening, I can kind of see, I guess they can't really lie to him, because they would think he'd figure it out.
Right.
But I do think they are lying about Yugioh slightly. I think Yugioh is not sleeping. He seems so passionately angry at the end of Scale 13. I wouldn't think he'd be the type, especially because he won, to just sit around and go to sleep. I feel like he's doing something, either he's training, like on his D-Well, preparing for his next duel of Ren. Or either he's doing that, destroying more memory, just doing something. Because otherwise, why would he be sleeping? How could he sleep? That just doesn't make any sense to me. So
it's fair. Yeah, it's fair. And knowing...
I mean, they've lied to him before, so I don't see... I mean, Yuto covered up about Yuri and Yugioh, so it's not like they're prepared to lie to him. And I bet they lied about Yuya about a lot.
Yeah, and knowing Yugo's character, if you make comparisons to the anime and even in the manga, he's just very hyper. Maybe not as hyper in the manga as he is in the anime. So is he the kind of guy to just take a nap, like a victory nap after a duel like that? Maybe not, and I can kind of see why you think that there are lies going on there, and they have lied to him in the past, like you mentioned earlier before we started this podcast, so it's definitely possible. You guys obviously watching, leave any comments, any theories, all your thoughts down below. Rarity, I want to ask you, though, I cannot wait, really, to see this Yuya versus Reiji duel. Because if you look at it in the anime, Yuya defeated Reiji, but it was really a forfeit. Mr. Security Man got killed, Reiji had to leave the vicinity, and surrendered the duel. I don't remember his name, so I'm just going to use the abridged term. But, Reiji, technically Yuya won. Realistically, Reiji most likely had that duel won. They duel again, episode 49, episode 50, right before they go into the Synchro arc, and Reiji doesn't destroy Yuya, but he defeats Yuya. And so, what are your predictions in this duel? Do you think Reiji is going to use the same archetype that he uses in the anime? What are your thoughts about this duel? What do you want to see from it?
Apparently somebody, managed to, really zoom in on the text of that pendulum card from last chapter, and it did say it was a deity. So I believe Reiji will be using his anime deck. I don't think, they usually don't change them in the manga too much. They usually keep the same feel, and I don't think Reiji would change. But I'm not sure if he'll use all the summoning methods or not. I'm not sure. I'm sure he will, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I guess you could say that it's kind of an equal versus equal thing, because Yuya has the counter, or his personalities in this case, that have all the summoning methods mastered, and Reiji has all 4 in himself. So I guess it's a fair fight, but Yuya just decided to let the other, Yugioh, we don't know, I consider him not doing it, he's doing something, the other 2 to leave, which I'm very suspicious. Why did he ask them to leave? I think it's probably like, oh, I can do this on my own, I don't need you guys kind of thing. But
yes.
But why leave? Why would they leave? Like, why would they allow them? Because Yuri looked very shocked when they asked him to leave. Them to leave. I bet they're probably not completely gone. I bet they can probably watch what's happening and they're prepared to step in if something goes wrong. But it's just interesting to me. Why did he ask them to leave? Why? They're still there. And they listen to him, too. I know it's his body and everything. But it seems like they're more the bosses of him than Yuya is the boss of them. In a way, to me.
Yeah, no, and I see what you're saying. The way I interpreted it, and I think the way you kind of hinted at, is that Yuya knows Reiji from the future. And they are maybe rivals.
Well, they've never met.
Oh, they've never met.
No, they said they've never met before, but he knows because Yuya says, "Oh, I heard about you from my father because Professor Leo had a son." So they don't know each other, but Yuya recognized Reiji's name when he popped up. That's he's like, "Oh, he's my friend because we're both from the future." He was doing that casually to Yuzu, which, by the way, the Yuya breaking Yuzu's manager thing. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't like Yuzu's characterized in the manga at all. So
yeah, she's characterized horribly. Yeah.
So I don't mind her be pushing to the side. I don't mind her just getting her out of the plot for a little bit. I don't mind it because she doesn't really do anything. So I'd rather her be out of the way and not steal page time to just be fan service and like comedy than to have her just there and do exactly what I just said. I'd rather have her out of the way. But that was kind of a little sudden. I guess he's like, probably thinking, after this duel, I'm going to travel back in the future. Maybe that's why, because, like, you can do whatever you want with my hideout when I'm done, which makes me wonder how he got there. I mean, we saw a capsule, so he got through a capsule, which I was like, if he was time traveling, I thought he'd get through, like, just this magical deficiency thing. Also, Yugioh seems to be alive. Is he in the future? Is he in the past? Will we see them going further into the past? Will we see them going further into the future? Are Ren and Eve watching this from the future? Because that would make sense, because Ren's portal, when he teleports, looks very futuristic, and so does their environment.
Right.
Ren and Eve's, like, environment. And plus, actually, apparently this was a stupid move. I didn't realize this. Yuya's summoning chant for pendulum summoning has traveled between past and future. I should have seen this coming. I'm so mad I didn't see that foreshadow.
I didn't see it either. That's right.
That was really clever. That was good. Claps Yoshida. Great job not being subtle on that.
That was good foreshadowing, yeah.
That was good. Also, I wonder if Yugioh is going to he'll have a passive role. I don't expect him to show up till later. But there's all this stuff.
There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Oh yeah.
A lot of theories made in the last video. I can't even the future thing. So maybe my thing about Eve being like the Yuzu from the future could actually be right. I did kind of say that. I also said that, like, Ren could be someone like Shun or someone from the future. Maybe that's Reiji. Well, no, Reiji in the future we have in the present. So is there not a Reiji in this time? Maybe they meant by era a different dimension? Because I don't see a younger Reiji or a younger Yuya anywhere in this universe. But then again, this is 20 years. And Yuya would have been born yet.
Do you think by dimension, Yuri means in the future or in dimensions kind of like in the anime, like current time?
I don't know.
Because that's
the
important.
That worries me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't
don't
either.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no dimensions because that's what the anime is for. This manga thing can go with its time travel plot, like using like the aspect of time. Like technically, you can tell the dimension or different time periods of Yu-Gi-Oh to spread out different worlds, and this is just strictly playing on a time scale. So I think that's interesting, but it's also interesting they decided to go with a time travel story, which I really like. But does this have to do with the U's? Does this time travel thing have to do with them? There's just so many questions that we can't answer. But that's kind of what I like about it. The manga is it's doing a good job with its pacing. It's giving us enough information to get, like, starting to get some juices going. But it's not giving us everything. It just keeps us with wanting more. The anime is kind of not doing that very well. When it does gives us, like, plot and stuff, we like little tidbits, like Yuri's backstory, for instance, like, from last episode. But it's pacing it out just in random things. We just have these filler arcs. I know the manga doesn't really have time for filler, which it doesn't. And I understand the anime can't have time for that. But still, I just think the manga is just better paced. And it's just keeping us wanting more. But also, this time travel thing, if they leave this era, I think we're still going to see Shun, Yuzu, and Shingo. I don't think they're going. And Sora! Where is Sora? Now I think about him, where is he?
Yeah, he's just going to be, I think, like a cloney. Whenever Ren and Eve are going to need something done, I think they're going to send him out, and then we're going to see him again. But back to your point, I think 10 out of 10 fans, or I shouldn't say that, 9 out of 10 fans would say that the pacing in the manga has been really good up to this point. Now, yes, we still are early in the manga. We're not even through 2 full volumes, and there's probably going to be 9 volumes in total, which is just crazy to think.
We're through 2 full, yeah, because I think there are 6 chapters per volume.
Oh, I thought there was 8 per volume.
I think it's 6. I think they're doing it by 6s because I remember the first one was chapters 1 through 6, and this one's going to be 6 through 12. That's why.
Or 7 through 13.
7 through 12. 7 through 13. Yeah. So that's why Yugo's on the cover.
Okay, so we're just starting volume 3 then, technically.
Yes, technically I believe so. Which and there's also a special one shot which was in the first, but that's a comedy bit. That's nothing really to do with the plot. But I just thought it was funny. The Yus were arguing over food. It was very cute. But we won't get that in like HD scans till like when the actual English like volume releases like the actual like volume book, which will come out in April of next year, which is so sad. Come on.
Yeah, when it comes out, it's also sad because the anime is done. I mean, right? The anime is probably over at that point.
But that's why we have the manga to keep us in Arc 5. That's why the manga is amazing. That's why I love it so much.
The manga will be. I mean, the Zexal manga just got released, the final volume. So
in January.
Yeah.
Which that took forever. So yeah. This chapter I just love, and as you know, you guys know that I dubbed the manga, and I'm finishing up the Sora vs. Yuya arc. I'm halfway through it right now, and depending on this arc goes, I might want to actually adapt this one too, because it seems so interesting, but I'm going to have to wait, of course, to see how many characters, who's involved, what it's going to be like, and just see if I would like to, but I'd really like to. I mean, I would love to dub the Yugioh duel, but editing card games on motorcycles is not exactly the most easiest thing to get show accurate. So and plus that's mostly just Yugioh and Ren. So I hope there's other characters talking here, so it's not just Reiji and Yuya the whole time. I hope the other personalities or the U-boys are watching this or just commentating. Or I just want a scene if Yugioh is really sleeping, of Yuri just poking him when he's sleeping on his D-wheel. Can I just get that, please?
Yeah, or, I mean, you could even have dialogue between Shun and Shingo as they're trying to figure out what's going on. But, guys, that pretty much is going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Really the first time I've reviewed the manga scale. And Rarity Fangirl, thank you for coming on. You just heard her mention it. She dubs the manga. She uses sound effects. She uses music from the official soundtrack of the anime. It really is incredible. You have to check it out and see it for yourself. It really is like watching the anime brought to life, but in the manga. Incredible what she does. Definitely check her out. Support her channel. She definitely knows more than I do about the manga, so that's why I'm glad she came on to give her insight and all. So, Rarity, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave your comments down below. Like the video, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! But again, most importantly, leave your comments down below. Rarity, do you have any final words you want to give?
I just want to say that, just for you guys, a little update on the manga drama, Scale 8, which is Sora's Hospitality, has been released. It's been out for about a week now, so you guys can go check that out. That was a really fun thing to do, and there's a certain special little person who appears at the end of it, so you should totally go check it out for that. And then the next chapter, which is Fusion vs. Fusion, has already begun the recording phases. I actually did a lot of some of my vocal college this weekend, so we're getting that really tight. We're going to get that out for hopefully, I'm going to say hoping November, but I can't give any promises, of course. Delays, things like that always happen. And you can find me on Tumblr. I do roleplays on Tumblr. I do like random analysis. Sometimes I'll do random reactions. I'll put funny flower crown edits. If you want to see some funny pictures, follow me on Tumblr and I will show you the funniest flower crown edits that I do of the new episodes. Some of the screenshots I like because I like flower crowns and I think they're funny. And you can also just, like regular YouTube, I just do voice acting, a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, accepting manga, of course. And I hope to be on more things with Dylan, and also to just discuss things, because I like this side of the fandom, kind of breaching myself out to multiple different areas. So not just sticking in my voice actor manga series area, kind of like branching out. And hopefully he'll let me be here for the rest of the manga reviews. I would love to come back every month. It's great.
It's definitely on the table. So thank you, Rarity, for joining me. Thank you guys for watching. I will link Rarity's Tumblr, YouTube, all that good stuff down below. And until next time, guys, have a great day. Thank you for watching.